Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aura Fury All-Star match for 2024. Very excited to be here alongside my co-caster, Iksander. We're both going to be here to bring you the match between Team Blank, voted a ton of different role stars, but namely MVP and team player and captain, alongside the other vote for role captain in Reko. Both captains have constructed two teams out of the role stars and a few other favorites in the community that were able to pinch in and help where the other role stars couldn't make it to today's game. So I'll give Iksander a second to introduce themselves, and after that we'll go over the teams.
That's perfect. I was gonna ask how exactly these teams came together, so that was a good little intro. I'm Iksander. I've been on a few different Overwatch teams over the years, and I like to cast every once in a while. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's changed. I haven't played in a while, so
Yeah, we certainly are excited to see kind of a new meta hit the game, as well as how players are thinking about how to play along these other role stars. A lot of talented players, a lot of good people here. I would say Team Blank comprised of himself, Sheia, ACS second, Attempting Reason, Enderelcrack. It's a pretty good team. We have a really strong DPS line, I think. ACS has very much proved himself in the pugs as well as the draft tournaments. And then Blank, of course, a super strong leader alongside a consistent healer in Sheia. But on Team Reko, I think we have a little bit more high highs in Reko, who's been an MVP in most games that he's been in. On DPS specifically, we had Dream, who's been a long-time community member. We have Sheafresh on tank, who's been an explosive Rhine player. Festus and Gato on support. Two very much high-performance support players, not always even playing that role, but being able to flex around. So I'm sure within that role, they'll find a lot of ways to make themselves and their presence known. So as we get into our first map, we're going to see if the players are ready to go. But is there anyone standing out to you, Iksander? You've seen a couple of these, a couple of these names, but is there anyone you're looking out for?
yeah, of the names that I've seen here before, I seem to remember Reko being a bit of a menace on Junkrat over a few different maps, which, from what I could tell, seemed to be a mainstay. So I'm interested to see if they have learned how to deal with that at any point. Other than that, I think both teams look solid. So I'm hoping this will be close.
Yeah, very much so. I think on a map like Antarctic Peninsula, where the fights are going to be fast, they're going to be scrappy, there isn't going to be a lot of methodical gameplay strategies being implemented, I might give myself the ability to root for Team Reko for this first map. They have a lot of, like, Reko, especially with that junk play, very scrappy. Greninja on that Genji, and then sometimes Cassidy. It's really a good hero pool for this map. Is going to be able to take advantage of people kind of playing out of position and taking a little bit more time to capitalize on punishing his role. Sheia has always proven on control to be a very strong Reinhardt, where you'd think maybe Ryan would get aggressive. Sheia is more interested in controlling space and protecting the backline, which a backline in Gato and Festus is really going to appreciate that. They're going to be able to make plays from the back very well.
It's a very flat map. There's not a lot of up and down, which is definitely going to benefit the Rhine and the Junkrat, like you were saying.
Bad guys.
Yeah, I think coming into this first fight, we're looking at a mobile comp coming out of Team Blank, specifically this Echo, Mercy, and Ball composition. I think the Mercy is going to look to try to pocket both the Soj and the Echo. As we say that, the Mercy gets picked first. That's going to get rid of a lot of damage on the side of Blank's team without that damage boost.
Yeah, ACS is trying to distract by continually rolling through, but really isn't just making that much space. And the Rhine's just uncontested, gets to walk forward, and Yeah, Team BLNK is kind of forced to continually keep backing up or taking corners because there's just so much spam and no shield to hide behind.
Yeah, it's going to be tough
Oh.
for the mobile team at first, but I think now we're seeing, as they're starting to take angles on Team Reko, it's going to be easier to pick off players as you split up more. Obviously, this Mercy is going to want to stay with one of the DPS, but if you can separate the ball, the Echo, and the Ana to take 3 different angles, there's really not going to be a ton of places for Team Reko to hide.
Oh. And it's just stray damage that just keeps catching people out.
Yeah, and again, as we get into these later stages of the fight where it's easier to kind of pincer a character like this Ana or even the Soj, it's just not going to look as hot for Team BLNK. So I don't know what adaptations they need with their comp to really change this, but I think just a little bit of a tempo difference is really what they need. Take advantage of the speed, take advantage of the maneuverability of the heroes you're playing, get into the backline and cause havoc.
Yeah, they
Go
got
for this
hits
Ana.
when they were going fast on that ring around the Rosie that they were kind of doing. I think they just need to pick it up a little bit and get there before they can catch up. Just like that, right? You catch Reko out and you just go in and capitalize.
It looks like they're trading their tank for that. Not a crazy trade, but getting rid of both Reko and Gato is a really good start. We have BLNK getting a little crazy here in the front line. Just able to get enough damage onto Festus to bring him down with the help of Ender. Ender with now a good angle on point onto the Reinhardt. But like I mentioned in the beginning of this, Rein very much stalwart on these points. But I do think that is enough.
Team BLNK back with the res.
Yeah, I think the res as well as the ball coming back is just enough to turn the point over. I think we're looking at a good idea here by the ball to just keep these engages off the point. We see a little bit of a tire go in. High noon as well. There's really no reason to hold ult here.
Getting popped, yeah.
Looks like the Cassidy was hit by the power drive into the mines, but able to stay alive with the help of the Juno. And with that, we're in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, they were at 95%. They just needed one fight. They had 5 ults. Why not? Might as well just send it.
Yeah. Empty the kitchen sink. We can't save the ult.
Nope.
I'll just give a little quick piece of direction to the production team to get out of the third-person perspective. Remember to press space to get the first-person perspective, just to save our viewers a little bit from motion sickness. But other than that, I think a good first map, sub-map rather. Now, Reinhardt can get tricky on this point. I think the first engage with Rein is strong when everyone's up on that high ground, but the minute that you dedicate someone to point, especially if it's that Reinhardt on low ground, I think the ball comp's going to have a huge advantage, especially with the Sojourn and Baptiste.
Yeah, it's really easy to force the Rein into a position where they're just trying to play catch up the whole time, especially if things keep dropping from high ground to low ground and back up again, and he can just get left behind.
We're not seeing a ton of adaptations from either team. We're sticking to the Rein comp, we're sticking to the ball comp. I think this is where the ball is going to have a huge advantage.
Huge combo. Well-timed recall as well, by Areason.
Yeah, it looks like he caused just enough havoc with the ball and the Tracer to line up that shot onto the power drive Ana. And even though you lose your Tracer, not a terrible character to lose. Hit. You get the Festus on his own on that Juno.
And then, yeah, this is exactly it. Ryan just gets a little bit too far away from his team and can't really do much to help. Looks like he'll be able to get out, but...
Yeah, and we've seen Sheia work with these awkward positions before of just over-dedicating to the team and just letting the point go for a while, but eventually winning the battle of attrition. But we are seeing a little bit of antsiness, as I'm sure the comms are blowing up to touch the point, but who do you dedicate to the point? You don't have a Tracer. You don't really have like a Lucio either. It's all these not very mobile characters. And you're going to get your Ana caught out by the ball. You're going to get the Cassidy caught out by Tracer.
And Bap's doing exactly what we're talking about. Just being able to drop down, get away from the Reinhardt. And then he can just jump right back up if he needs to. Like, there's... You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, and you see ACS and Ender getting a lot of these kill credits. With, of course, Reason hopping in there every once in a while, too. And you're seeing the difference in the ult charge. Ender almost 10% away from that first ultimate, and no one on the other teams even broke 70, while ACS and BLNK are right around the corner as well.
Reason getting a lot of time chasing here.
Greninja going for an off angle on that Cassidy just to be caught out.
Huge
No
slam.
healer in sight.
A good pin. We're even.
We like the trade, we like
again,
the sleep, but I don't really know if there's a lot of follow-up. Reko able to get the other support.
Oh, the junk mine's doing work in that tiny little hallway.
Yeah, and both supports going down. That's going to really diminish the lethality of this mobile team.
Didn't even need the Reinhardt for that one.
And this is pretty standard, I'd say, for control. You see one team hold the objective for around 70% off of that first fight win. So I think now it's the time of the red team. And you notice none of the blue team use their ults. It's time for them to start dedicating them now. The unfortunate thing is red team has a ton of ults as well. See Ryan get low to the ball. Nano dedicated as well as Tyre.
Oh, Blink comes out on top of that little duel with Reko. I did not know how that was going to go.
Definitely a little interesting fight over there in the corner. Good use of the Matrix by BAP. A lot of people end up just holding on to it, but just getting a quick kill with it and taking space is definitely a really solid use of the ability. And Ryan able to get his counter on ball.
That's one, but I mean... Okay, I thought they were going to let it flip. And Blink gets a quick pick off of that distraction, just trying to go drop the point.
Interesting. Everybody ended up dropping. The problem here is that now the enemy team just has a ton of vision on your backline. Gato, yeah, Gato's still getting low to blank. ACS being able to pick up that kill on the back end, but the red team is very split. This might prove to be an easy couple kills for ball.
This is all over the place. We had Ryan pushing the Mercy and Sojourn all the way back to spawn, essentially, but his team dies behind him, and so they just kind of push back through, with Greninja the only one left on top. Sorry, Dream.
Yeah, it's tough because I think if you play a little more tight around the point, keeping that high ground with the Ryan just dedicating maybe your Juno and maybe a Junkrat to go touch point, you might be able to win that all in one, but now you're stuck with one fight. And the enemy team doesn't have any ults, so you're really going to rely on this high noon speed and support ultimate. But with Gato going down early...
Oh, huge pick from Areason.
Still not 100% sold.
Ryan charges in, is one though. There's a Juno ult.
See Orbital.
High noon off point.
High noon really going to separate the team and secure some kills. That should be Li Zhang.
Yeah, I don't see
sorry, not Li
how
Zhang,
this checks out for them to come back from that one.
It's up to Ball to really touch, but Ball's low. Probably going to get healed up by, assuming Baptiste to try to get that Matrix.
Might be able to touch with point. There's a chance here to contest.
Putting a lot on your ball and your
Puts
Tracer.
him off point, but is going to get the touch off 97, so we'll go into overtime.
Reko able to dedicate some time to that high ground.
Push out a little bit, gets healed up though.
We see recall get used. Higher finds blank. Support's traded.
Blink gets the Ana.
Oh, and the Tracer goes down to a junk tire. The ball's low. It's really just mercy healing, and that's not really adequate for a Wrecking Ball who's got to take on a Junkrat and a Ryan.
Right as you see that, we get the res onto the Baptiste. Ryan charges high ground. We've got a window.
Oh, huge shatter on the high ground.
Down.
Yeah,
and
no, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah. Guess the C9 happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's just... It's a good res and a really good play to get the BAP alive and back up on the high ground and potentially heal up the ball. But Sheia kind of analyzing what needed to be done there, making the rotation of the high ground just to hit that shatter. Super heads-up play. We're going to see about what maybe our next map is going to be.
Okay. So we got control. Do we have an order for map types?
No, it's actually going to be going the way of loser picks map, and it doesn't matter what map type. It's just as long as you haven't won on it before. So now, if we look at like the way the rules are going to work, Team Reko can no longer pick Antarctic Peninsula, but can pick any other map when it goes back their side. And Blank has every map, including Antarctic Peninsula, to choose from. They end up choosing Junkertown, though. So I like the idea, especially if you're going to keep to this ball comp. A lot of open space to work with. Reko's shown proficiency on the Widow, same with Dream on the Hanzo, but it's going to make that Reinhardt a little bit more awkward for sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot more wide open space. At least for the first point. The next two can tend to feel a little bit cramped depending on where you're holding. I am interested to see if the comps change up though. Those are two very different two different geometries that we saw for the maps, and yet really no differences between the team comps. So yeah, the actual adaptation happens.
I think especially for like an all-star game, you're really gonna focus on making sure everybody's on their favorite heroes rather than
Very true.
truly making a comp. And I think they've done that. I think originally BLNK was on the Ana because Ana and Mercy pair well together, especially with an Echo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the minute they realize, let's put BLNK on more of this like damage character support in BAP, and then now we see Alari, I think you're just going to get a lot more value. BLNK is very much like a damage-centric player on all roles, so it's more, you're going to get more value fighting with the character picks rather than against. And then we see Sheia kind of in the opposite position on this time. Never really known for a Sigma, but maybe just to complement the fact that we're going to see Widow from Dream, or Greninja rather, if we see on screen. Reko with the Soj, potentially swapping over to Hanzo. And then this Ana break backline.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so we will have a Widow duel. One with a tad more support. Oh, wow. Unfortunate position to be standing in. Yeah, Dream. Yeah, a little bit caught out there. Kind of an obvious spot to be standing.
Once again, just for the motion sake, make sure to press
things.
space to keep our eyes from getting too upset. We see the red team just getting these picks on the corner.
Just completely flips that fight.
Yeah, we see the like we mentioned before, the Hanzo getting picked over, and that's just so much range damage. And although ACS is going to definitely be able to get value on these picks when they're isolated, this Ana and Brig are often going to stick together. If they can get vision on their Hanzo and Widow, they should be fine. And then ACS's really only target left is the Sig, but Sig has the sustain to be able to live through that. Oh, we get a nice rock onto ACS's ball. ACS is going to go to the backline to find the health packs.
Has yet to go down his stalling time, but his team just keeps getting picked off.
And Ball really quick to gain health back because of the way that the shields work. So Ball's right back into the fray.
He's able to stop the cap from happening.
Go close
a little bit higher pressure here. Oh, huge stickies.
And in a pretty good spot
there
too.
A very good job focusing there, picking down both snipers, calling the targets that are low, and going in one at a time. It's very good team focus.
Yeah, especially at that latter part of the objective where you have that high ground, you can play a little bit more methodical. It's very obvious where your team's going to play, especially as support.
Yeah, I think Reko's team got a little bit too comfortable there. Things were smooth sailing for a while, so I think they grouped up just a little bit too tight as they were pushing that in, and they just kind of got circled around and collapsed on.
I think also just upping that lethality, making sure that when Sig is hitting that rock, you're killing the ball. The ball was left with 1 health. It's pretty inexcusable to let the ball get away like that. Because they're just, they're just going to contest right before the end.
Yeah, he gets out again. Okay, the fire gets him.
And these trades are going the way, equal for both teams, but you'd rather be Reko's team with your closer spawn. Really just making sure you're keeping your Ashe alive.
The fact that it's been so close has just been impressive.
We see both teams going back to full force. Ball and the Echo back.
Oh, Reko caught out 1 health.
Could potentially live through
Firebomb misses. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get... He'll get healed up.
The team's very spread out.
Okay, decides to go on the Ashe for that. Don't think we're going to get an Ignite. If you don't, misses the slam on the Hanzo as well.
Play safe here for the red team. You got your pick. Just walk up.
Pick. Yep.
It's 2 here. And with the Nano especially, just going to be able to clean that up. And it's just Ball. We've seen this before. But I don't think Ball has the support that he had last time.
No, it could maybe commit the transform, but I don't think it's worth it at all.
No, definitely
Yeah, you
not.
just back up and save.
There's not even really a great target to pick for sustain. Like, you want to pick maybe Sig or
Yeah.
Brig, but neither of them really outlast.
No. You could commit to eat and you'd probably get rocked anyways, and you know.
Right. Alright, looking at part 2 of this map, I like the changes we've seen of, like, you know, get the Ashe online, and I really like the Alari here as well. I think Ball is going to have a lot more angles to engage, kind of dropping on people with the power drive. We see Reko go down early. That's a lot of damage gone.
Oh, big pin.
And we see the Rhine swap again, but although
Just-
I don't
yeah.
see Rhine as bad on this part, I don't really see the need to swap off Sigma.
No, if anything, I probably would have stuck with this. I mean, just being able to spam those high grounds. Not have to be right up. I mean, the pinning from behind is always fun, but you see he's just chasing people down. It's working, apparently. ACS
High health character.
Reason also going in the back line. But it's just even Steven on both sides. We have a tank plus 1 going to the back line and getting picks. Now we got 2 tanks.
And you flip the map, so it's interesting. You'd rather be probably the red team here because your team's going to come from behind you, ready to go. We see the pin change, we see the shatter.
Shatter goes right into the wall.
One Rhine does have more health than the other.
Yep.
And there's some necessary space made by that Rhine play. We're looking to see
Yeah,
probably a
by the time
shatter in
everyone
the
else can
back
get
line.
back.
And the Rhine
Ender
shatter
stays
hit,
alive through the
but yeah,
shatter.
not enough follow-up damage at all. Everyone's
Good
still around the
healing.
corner.
Link gets the ignite on Reko. Gets a pin, but is gonna go down for it. And now
We
we're
get
just
res
left
too,
with
right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty.
You pretty much just
Really
have
not
one
even
more go at this. But you have some good ults. You have Nano maybe onto the Hanzo, maybe on Brig, potentially even onto the Rhine.
Maybe
Yeah,
get
Bob.
Brig ults. Yeah.
Bob
Probably
is the
only
main
gonna get
ult here,
ACS's ults on Blink's side.
which is a really good ult to have. It's gonna cover a lot of space. Rolling through should get the ult.
Huge roll.
Surprised the power drive didn't go in there.
Oh
There it
my
is.
god. And the follow-up is right there.
They did die fast, which means
Wow.
they do have a chance to touch again.
Blew him out of the water.
Especially if maybe Reko swaps over to the Tracer.
Just hold
No.
out a little longer.
So this is going to be a struggle.
Just
The
one more
Rhine
fight.
already there to touch. Maybe even a little early on the touch because now your team's just exposed.
Yeah. And Ball's just going to the back line. So I'll do a Kiri. Oh! Fire Strike.
The Nano fire
And
shot.
onto the Rhine.
Do something!
Rushing up the stairs. The
Bob.
rest of the team's taking point. Now the Rhine can just run forward.
Yeah, this is some good push. You have a nice kill on the Alari, a nice kill on the Ashe. The Mercy's completely isolated. The Ball can't really get much going. It's really just going to come down to this Ball engage with maybe an Ashe. The Firebomb comes out early. Probably not what you want.
Yeah, we're stuck on another point of like, is it worth it to contest? Shatter comes out.
The Shatter's definitely
Ball's
worth
gonna go
one
down.
Ball to die fast. Reason gets
Reason
low.
gets a pick, but
Mercy just dies on point.
Blink picks up one, but then Mercy goes down. Yeah.
A little scrappy, a little sloppy, but able to
Yeah.
bring it home.
Hi.
You see Festus with the swap onto the Kiriko too, just to get back faster, it looks like.
Konnichiwa.
But definitely wanting to stay on for this Kitsune rush.
Hey.
Yeah, funny to see Blink's team essentially get punished for such a clean fight.
Hey there.
Just being down and ult effectively with no other differences.
Freedom and win.
See the early pick onto
Res comes out.
Reason, but then the res comes in, so they're playing without res here. This is deaths are permanent right now. Getting a lot of
lot of
really
poke
nice
high
free
ground.
space.
Ryan just gets to go in.
Ryan gets a nice
Yeah.
kill on a blank.
It's effectively just been singling people out in the fight and then praying his team lives
The
long
Bob
enough. He
should
gets
do a lot
it,
here.
and it's working. I mean, the Ryan's just
This is all just gravy at this point. This is really a lost fight, but got a lot of free space out of it.
oh yeah.
Reko trying to find this Mercy.
Gotta confirm the Ashe. Okay, there it goes.
Gets a trade out of it.
It dies to the fire. That's rough.
Definitely looks worse for Reko though. That walk is a lot longer than the out of spawn walk for
Definitely.
Mercy.
I am
Reason
ACS ult versus
Holding
3
this high
ultimas.
ground.
We're gonna have a Slam, we're gonna have a Kiri, and we're gonna have an Nano, which is gonna be...
you got a lot of really good high ground use on the Blank's team.
There's 2. There's a 3rd. We've got Mines on point.
You had a gum.
Yeah, the Ryan can touch from
Reason
the
go
front.
down. A trade from Dream.
Auto load, it
An
comes
anti
out.
used early.
Slam goes into the back line. Sleep misses.
Miss. Yeah. Now this,
And
this
into the
is-
mines.
You see a Bob go to the high ground to cut off Blank. Blank cannot no longer go that direction and is dead. Really interesting Bob placement. I think this is curtains. I don't really think there's
that's
anything
it.
they do. They see Sleep. Sleep's big.
Oh, Bob gets pushed off point.
The ball plus.
Reason trying to
Oh
get...
my goodness. Ball plus Echo. Echo
Oh,
does go down.
huge kunai. Firebomb to the
Firebomb
back
comes
line.
in. Who wins the hit scan duel?
It's just so much damage. Oh, if they'd focused on Greninja, he would have been down there. But now he gets
This
the high
High
noon.
Noon's big.
More comes out.
More
There's just a
used.
lot of healing, surprisingly. Okay, Blink goes down. Gato, Reko's 1.
Where there's smoke.
Yeah, I think
Goes down. Greninja goes low, gets killed by the Ash, and
This Ash is
it's
just
looking
causing
better.
a huge problem.
Okay, Suzu comes out, which
There's
means
no way to
Firebomb's
kill this
free.
ball. All of our damage dealers are just
Oh,
not
the
here.
sleep.
Oh, biggest off the
Oh,
point!
the sleep.
Complete.
Oh,
Oh, that's
no.
That's brutal. They almost had it.
Zero.
I like the idea, though, of trying to hit the power drive off the point to get everybody up. The
Yeah.
risk is so high because, yeah, if you get
Yeah.
slept off there, your Ash isn't going to touch point.
I don't know what other choice. Like, he had to get those 2 low.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
they were just pumping the Rhine to keep him up.
Absolutely.
And it's just that, yeah, that sleep. It looked good. They burned through so many resources. Suzu was down. It really was just sleep. Nade had been used as well, but not being able to touch. I think if the Ash realized just a second sooner, I don't know what would have changed. Probably would have still died to Rhine, and then we've still got a sleeping ball.
It's such a 50-50.
yeah.
Because if it lands and there's no sleep, you win. If you get slept, you lose. I really just think it's that simple.
Yep.
Oh, it's so unlucky.
I was
but-
so
That was exciting.
that was.
So now it's up to Team Blank to
Yep.
get this back, and I truly believe their comp is a lot easier to execute on this map than
hmm
what we saw. Reko's
Yeah, I
doing.
think Sheafresh is getting away with some malarkey, if I'm being honest on the Reinhardt. Everyone on ACS's team should be able to avoid a Rhine. But
nice work, team.
maybe I just don't understand the Rhine mentality. It has been putting in so much work, and Blink goes down from a jump. Oof. Oh, good recall. Reko gets headshot, backs up. We get the res off. Card's still
Yeah,
moving
res is
forward. These
important. She keeps tempo.
Dream goes low. Reason tries to chase, doesn't commit to it.
Gato out of this entire exchange, left on an island.
Yep, Ryan's standing on cart. Greninja gets a little bit low, gets hopped off.
Yeah, doing a good job just
stalemate.
taking space here. Using this area in front of the bridge as kind of like a Rhine
Sleep down.
playground.
Sleep and nade down.
We're doing a good job.
Burned. Oh, there,
There
we go.
it is.
Huge pick off the rail.
And now
That's
ACS
what we're
is
waiting
kind of
for.
the valve let off to go find Gato.
Oh, huge Suzu. God, that's brutal.
Blank goes down. Gato's staying alive but running away
Oh
from
my
the support.
god. They're
Shay just needing to stay alive.
Alright. Leaves Reason to it.
Shay eventually goes down.
Distracted
Weathered
the
the storm
supports
for a
long
long
enough.
Yeah.
I think Gato gets out of this. And, you know, I think they earned it. Okay, Festus does go down for it. But, man.
Covering you.
Yeah, something needed to break. It was either the backline
Yeah.
needed to, start helping the Rhine and potentially take more damage, or Rhine needed to make his way back, and really
Yeah.
nothing happened there.
No.
It looks like Reko is probably going to go
Reko
down
goes
here
down,
as well.
Reko goes down. We've just got Dream.
All right.
Yeah, but we're gonna back off from there.
Payload has reached.
Again,
Yeah, you can really
although
see the tug
no
of war going
hold,
on.
but they held where they needed to for a very long time, which was that bridge. If you're gonna play Reinhardt, that's really the only place that makes sense, because everywhere after that is just so open.
Oh, this is an unfortunate position to be in. They did not back up nearly as far as they needed to. And are getting
It looks like they were
terminally
just
punished
spawning
for
new
it.
spawns instead of choosing new spawns, which is
Yeah.
a pretty brutal mistake when you know the enemy team is so mobile.
We need to stand in the payload's way.
Hey there.
Because now you're losing again. There's like this part of the map where Ryan does a lot better, which is before the
What is
first
Dream
bridge.
doing?
That's
You
just
have to
trying
leave.
crack,
No,
but just
you have
dying
to
instead.
leave.
Yeah, I think right now we're just a little bit of verbal sloppiness. Something I mentioned before the match, which was that I think the scrappiness of the red team is going to be high, but once like we get off these control maps,
Oh,
the lethality of the blue team is going to shine through because they're just probably more coordinated.
Yeah, I mean, we keep seeing these like,
Festus
okay, I
going
guess the
crazy.
Kiriko just gets 2. I mean,
Dream just playing walk from
What's
spawn
happening?
simulator a little bit.
both supports live for Blink's
This
team.
is a good spot for the cart to stall for Reinhardt comp.
Yeah, I mean, being able to pin across the high ground comfortably and force people off is always good. It's not super easy to get over there if you're not BAP.
And we're looking at a lot of ults on the side of the blue team. We have the Soj ult, we have the
Oh.
Ball ult, but we're looking at also 4 on the side of the red team for Reko. Getting 2, I mean, that's both supports. That's a 1 fight and a nice pin in the back line. Take your time killing the ball. So again, they're going to have 4 ults coming in for the side of the blue team in exchange for Reko's High Noon.
We know we're gonna see a Nano Blade.
The Nano Blade, if
Gonna
timed
happen.
correctly, can shut down all of these ults.
Yeah.
Maybe without Ball. But a Ryan pin or a couple good hammer swings before they activate could nullify that too. And they like to play together.
Okay.
Tracer
Ooh.
found out, waiting for the ball engage, ended up dying anyway.
Go down.
That engagement just took too long. It was red early.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do.
Put your head there.
Just buying more time.
We're just taking bad pokes.
If you're the blue team, you need to get to third point because Reinhardt's a lot harder to play there. But if they can keep playing this exact spot with this Ryan, they're a lot. This is really the last place where Ryan gets a ton of value. Maybe at the beginning of third.
There we go.
We see the ball go in. Doesn't.
All right, TP and Suzu used. Ryan charges into the back line.
Dream might die here if not healed.
Goes down.
Good trade though.
My duty is being
Blink's trapped with a Reinhardt, is not able to jump out of the way because
Oh,
of
nice
Build by Mercy.
combo with the right click. And now Sheia just dies on point slowly.
We need to clear
Finds Reko.
Ryan Cats.
Another high noon online for Reko.
Yeah, has been doing so much damage. I mean,
ACS goes down.
ACS gets
Oh,
very
no!
lucky. Very lucky.
Just didn't put up the shield in time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Really not sure what to do here. They might Kitsune high noon
Kitsune, Blade.
with Nano Blade. This is a
Nano.
lot of ults. I mean, it's kind of worth it. You
working.
win this fight and that's it, right? They
Yeah,
get one more
Festus goes
fight.
down.
A late kill
got-
onto the ball too.
I
they
mean, all
didn't
best
shatter.
touches.
I like
They've
the
got
ult.
Shatter,
Hi.
I like the ults from
Which-
Blank's team, but
which can clear mines. I mean, like
Yeah.
that'll shut down mines. You've really just got
the Soj ult.
the Soj ult. Which I don't know. The Ryan's been in the Soj's face 90% of the time, so
Okay, they scatter for the mines. The mines get the high ground, but that's it.
there it
Soj
is.
comes around from the low ground.
Does
Oh, and
anybody
the
know that
Shatter
Gato
hits the
was up
Soj
there?
and kills her.
Oh, that's brutal. I think that's it.
Gonna come down to Blank
Yeah,
and
and that nade comes
and
down.
it's just
That was
ball
a-
now.
Yeah.
Massive shatter. And Ball just getting chased by this Cassidy. If Ball's touching, it's not gonna be with a lot of health.
Lucio, check it in the game.
Not really. We see a Blank swapping to Lucio just a touch. And the team's
Reason
here.
does get it. No, but it's just
Another high noon.
Draw.
oof.
And it's and it's a shatter or a pin into the back line. Another
That's bad.
W.
Victory. Play of the game.
Alright, well, even though it was their pick, BLNK's team going down 0-2. And I wonder what the adaptation is here.
Very good plays. Yeah, just there's something missing. Clearly,
Yeah.
there's something missing.
Definitely.
I mean, and not for the lack of good plays and clean execution at certain points, but I do think there is something about a Reinhardt just charging into your backline that is throwing them off, and
It's disorienting.
yeah, it's just completely, yeah, it's like stretching a rubber band a little bit too far. As mobile as they are and malleable as they are, they're just tending to snap.
And the interesting part about this format of you get to pick any map you want. There's no reason they can't just do Junkertown again because they didn't win on it. As well as, if that's your go-to map win, and you lost there, that's a lot of wind taken out of your sails.
Yep. Now where to?
So now we wait.
No, and shame on us for doubting the Rhine swap off the Sigma, but
Interesting pick. We have Runasapi as our next map.
okay.
I think... Are they targeting the Rhine with this? I don't really think so.
No,
I think that's smart. I think you should just target your own strengths.
Yeah, I think mobility is definitely favored on push maps, just by the way they're constructed. But also, for the most part, a very flat map. Lots of staircases. It's not hard for Ryan to get up to where people are going to be holding, so we'll see. Definitely another kind of open one. We did see Reko not on, the junk as much, so maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to pick these wide open spaces, so Reko can't be the hard carry that they typically are.
Yeah.
But it, doesn't seem to be really gumming them up all that much.
No, and I think the interesting is like Reko is obviously dealing damage, right? We're seeing that happen. But
those two
Sheia is a massive distraction. Festus is doing a lot from the back line. Like it is. If you try to focus too hard on one individual on this team, I think you're gonna be a little SOL. So I think focusing on those synergies that we know they have and just making those interactions happen more often is really what's gonna happen. Like we've seen them pile drive, right click with Sojourn for the rail.
Yeah.
We know that they're talking about these setups, so it's just making sure they happen more frequently.
Okay.
One of the newer maps in the game. Very pretty map, and honestly, I have enjoyed it as compared to some of the other push maps. And I think it does lend itself to ball. I think from watching competitive play, we saw Ball take a really good stranglehold on this map early. Obviously, we saw a lot of Mauga when it was Mauga meta time, but that was just because the hero was good.
Mauga. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what ACS can do on the ball to try to separate this Ryan from his team, or maybe
Faked out the Ryan
back
charge. Just to go in again.
I like the angles they're taking, dedicating a support to each angle, making sure no one's that close.
So careful.
But the stun.
They just kept taking stray damage from Fire Strike and then a backhand from the hammer and just blinks into a headshot. That's rough.
They've taken possession of the robot.
Yeah, and I think ACS is being told by the team
Good right click.
to focus Reinhardt, make sure Ryan's off of us, but in doing so, ACS isn't able to get really lethal on the back line. The Ryan doesn't mind getting booped around by the ball. There's a whole ability passive that prevents it.
Yeah, it is the least affected by it by design.
Just the walk through the streets phase.
Yeah, I mean, the most... and that slam misses because of the geometry. That's rough. Yeah, I mean, the most they're getting out is baiting out the occasional charge, but the rest of the team isn't really moving in to capitalize on that, especially because... Oh, that pick is brutal. ACS keeps going on the Rhine while the Rhine is with the team or a little far forward, and so ends up pinning back into the team. And then what's there to really dive on? Nothing's out of position. They're all just grouped up.
Yeah, and Reason, unfortunately, without the manipulation of the backline with the ball booping them, power driving them, and causing a distraction, is just getting picked with stun or just a lot of damage from this Echo. And Echo's like a tough character to really pin down as Tracer because she's just mobile enough where we really can't get a kill on her. We're really focusing on these backline characters. See Reinhardt not land the shatter on the ball, just didn't time it right. Ends up getting the sleep, and the red team dumps 2 ults into that engagement.
Yeah,
but the blue team, Blink's team, dedicates 3.
I'm glad that Blink's team is able to kind of punish the overextensions there. Like that was Reko's team getting a little bit too comfortable diving in.
There it is again.
And now we're starting to see the picks.
Yeah, I think especially with this Soj, if you can get your Soj into position with the ball, with the Tracer, that amount of damage on the back line is going to be really nice.
That's something I have not played with the Sojourn buffs. I know they buffed Rail recently, back up to pretty close to one-shotting 250 HP
and
characters.
Keeping charge a lot more with Soj as well.
Oh, and the nade is good. I mean, yeah.
And now, as Reinhardt, you just walk.
Of course, not recall. Reko's gonna go down though. It was not fast enough healing into that.
I think you'd rather have an Ana. So I don't think the trade's too bad. Dream able to get this Tracer duel. And looks like Ender
Ender's just caught out. And ACS needs to leave now. ACS needs to leave.
Causing a little bit of commotion.
You are
charging
asking for it. Yeah, I mean... I guess you're technically
just charging ults.
Yeah.
Anti gets thrown out, immediately cleansed. You'd rather have the anti back. The cleanse will come back.
Alright, we're butt scratch.
Yeah, butt scratch is through now.
Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the Rhine's already on high ground. It's not that hard to close the distance if you know where the stairs are.
See a Nano just into the back to kill the Mercy, to kill the Soj. Just walking.
You get the one. Big
Blank
pulse,
real
big
low.
anti. Gato goes down, but it's a trade.
Blank is 1 with Reko right there.
Oh, we get a transform!
Is able to get the ult out, but I mean that just goes to show the respect that Reko has on to Blank, which is, you know. Oh,
he might
nice little pin into sleep, just to get ACS out there.
Yep.
You see ACS again, just taking the full brunt of Reinhardt. You see a high noon onto a Tracer. Oh my god, just playing with their food.
Getting occasionally punished for it, but haven't stopped him moving. The
cart is consistently cruising forward.
I mean, it's going back and forth, but nothing's changing with the state of the game.
They're not really over ulting either.
No, it's been 1 for 1 pretty consistently. I mean, we're getting a little bit of a wraparound now. I think Reko gets out of there. Yeah, gets healed back up.
Ryan just cured a die
and Ryan just gets to stand on point and gets to charge out and live.
No,
I mean, anti comes through, but
here.
Whoa, Reason continually getting the wrong side of a hammer,
and they win that.
Blink and Reko trade again.
Nice little
we get the sleep.
Nice little anti. Ball's just gonna walk through. And the Ryan again on this high ground.
Yep. Oh boy. Nano slam, not bad. Oh, green bats up into a bomb. Forcing out a lot of cooldowns, which is good.
The Ryan dies.
Oh, finally! Holy! Yeah, people are low on point. Okay.
We see.
Reko decides not to
Blank
overstay
team
the welcome.
finally get a little bit more of a foothold here. We're looking to hopefully unclaim the butt scratch. ACS getting the pick onto Reko.
Good pick there. Slam. That Kiriko shows up for.
Target's locked.
Ugh.
We need that
Oh,
robot
whiff
back.
pulse. Unfortunate.
Reason again, just going down.
He's
Shatter on
staying
the
with his
back
tag. I
line.
can respect that, but
It looks like you kill the target that Mercy can fly to. Mercy shattered, gets up, just dies.
yeah.
Looks like Butt Scratch is back. ACS showing us exactly why it sometimes isn't very fun to play the Wrecking Ball.
This
Oh
ends
boy.
now.
See a Soj ult?
Slam.
Not really a target yet. Has to come around
No,
the corner.
yeah, it was not in line of sight for the slam.
I think the Ana
Oh
will
my
go down.
god.
No, it doesn't.
No, like one health.
We see the Kitsune
Yeah.
rush. The Mercy ult can't really do anything anymore.
You're ours now.
Ends up dying to the Cassidy.
Keep close to the robot. Let's go. For your wounds.
Ana getting the Echo real low. Suzu doesn't land onto Reko. They're trying to find this Echo, but end up
Yeah,
the ball ends up dying again.
it's just this continual two-person dive happening.
Yeah. Just a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy. Reko's team getting a second Ana. I mean, that's kind of the biggest buff you can get. That's a lot of Ana. Well, one went down, and the other one's untransformed. And Ryan just sitting there on point.
Hey, somebody's got to touch.
Walking it in.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you gotta come to him.
Let's put
And that's up 3-0.
Woof.
It's honestly a sight to see. It's so silly. And just this comp is working. Just a Reinhardt walking in.
Oh. Oh, what a pretty highlight intro.
Yeah, it looks nice. Just walking at him. You had your whole team behind you having a fight, a 4v1, and you're like, what? Whatever.
Yep. No, they're
Stops
just
the
gonna come to
ante.
me one at a time. Oh, that's...
Integrates the Ana.
Oh boy, and we are missing somebody.
It looks like we're missing Ender?
Yes.
I'll check in on both. See if Ender is coming back. It looks like maybe just a reset situation. Ender's already going in the lobby.
Oh, there we go.
And we're going to see it a map pick. Again, they're picking these long maps very much in light of their ball. And I'm wondering if they do it again. I mean, there's maps like Circuit. There's Dorado.
Nope.
Trying to think, maybe Gibraltar.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, Gibraltar is not very Rhine friendly, that's for sure. What else? What else?
I honestly, like, especially after that map, I'm willing to drink the Kool-Aid of maybe we just pick a map that's not good for Rhine. And Gibraltar is such a good answer, right? Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm too far out of the loop, but yeah, I have to think Gibraltar would be my go-to pick. Maybe something like Paraíso as well, where Ryan can walk the streets similar to Second Point of Junkertown, but there's infinite high ground for you to walk on. But even then, I'm just not sure.
Yeah, I like, even for the longer range shots, like I know they've been primarily playing ball, but I don't know if they're comfortable not doing ball, like things like, Rialto, high ground that's
Rialto,
not
yeah.
super easy to get to. Same with like Circuit, like kind of these sniper heavy
Yeah,
maps
Circuit
that
would make a lot of sense.
you're forcing the Rhine to cover a lot of distance and ideally take a ton of shield damage to get there, or real damage, but
Blizzard World, I'd also see.
yeah.
It's got long angles and high ground, so it's pretty detrimental for the Rhine. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think just not having a tank with the backline has probably taken its toll. I think.
Maybe a clash map.
Yeah, I forgot about Clash.
Yeah, you could always pick. I feel like Ryan's pretty good though.
No, yeah, that's just back and forth. A bunch of control points in a row. Most of them are pretty flat too.
What do I need to see out of Team Blank aside from picking a map that is a detriment to a Reinhardt? I think I need a little bit more respect on the backline of Team Reko. But what I mean by that is they're running a lot of Kiriko and a lot of Ana, and even ran a Brig at a period of time. They're running a backline that's supportive of one another. And I think Ball Tracer can interrupt that. But I think Winston Sombra is better at it.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to when all they really need to do is throw a nade at the ground, or a Suzu, and the dive is effectively stopped right there if you're not hitting 100% of your shots. Oh wait, no, Ender's back. Why?
They wanted a hard Reaper bot.
They got me.
This cast won't see it, but there was a hard Reaper bot in the game, which is very, it's a little testament to the old days. Hard Reaper bot being the go-to for tournament add-ins if you needed them. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what they pick. I think I like the idea of the dive, but I think you adapt to Winston, who I think can just stay in the thick of it a little longer. Ball like comes and goes, right? Like he comes in, does a little bit of damage, comes in, power drives, leave. I think Winston is going to cause havoc. I think Sombra is going to make it hard for Kiriko to do anything. You hack the Kiriko, Suzu, teleport's all gone. She's a sitting duck, especially for Winston, who doesn't miss. Maybe even keep the Echo or add a Pharah in there, and just once Winston engages, come out of cover. You have a Mercy player. It's hard to dedicate her to that. You have Reason, who absolutely can play Pharah. I'm sure Ender can play Sombra. Anybody can play Sombra if, given some direction. And then that leaves Blank in a position to maybe play Ana for Nano Winston, or maybe play Juno for these quicker engages, or Kiriko himself just to do some cleanse action. I don't know. I love Ball. I've put a lot of hours into Ball. I just think Winston pays the bills. Winston keeps the lights on. And hard diffs Reinhardt, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't have to aim.
When Reinhardt does anything, you just jump straight up. You can cleave through his shield, so he's got no right answer on how to stop you.
More consistent damage. You're not,
Sniper monkey.
Sniper monkey.
Like, I don't know. I think Doom is also acceptable, but I think I haven't seen CS really pull out the Doom. So I wouldn't put that evil on him. I've seen Sheia pull out the Doom, which would be a great answer into Winston. But yeah, I think Winston would be a great answer. Or just fully give up on the dive is completely valid as well. Like if you think about the way comps work, dives beat poke. Poke beats rush. So maybe go poke. Maybe, right? Like we have Ender, who's like a hit scan main. Maybe you have Ender play Hanzo, Widow, Ashe. Pretty much what has been happening with some Soj in there as well. Have Reason build into that as well, or maybe just play a projectile like Echo, and then get some Sigma action or Ramatra action. I know ACS plays both, and I think that's the adaptation we need. And I think Blank's best hero is BAP, and I think BAP works really well in those poke comps. And I think Mercy absolutely works well too, especially if you're not going Hanzo Widow, but instead going for maybe Ashe Echo. Both look really good with a Mercy pocket. So, I would love to see a harder dive with Winston, or I'd love to see a poke comp. And I think poke and dive are so good on King's Row. I think the trap of King's Row, the NA mindset, is to go Reinhardt. And I think Reinhardt is so heavily punished on this map.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know how to punish a Ryan on King's Row at this point, I don't know what game you've been playing.
That's true. It's been a long time. We've learned how to not die to Reinhardt on King's Row.
I hope.
Oh,
I've
we
been
might
proven
see
wrong.
a Rhine mirror. That I feel like if you're gonna see a Rhine,
Yeah.
always on Kings if you're in NA, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
The tried and true.
Well, look, now I'm always a fan of ball tracer defense on King's Row.
No
Reko gone back to the Junkrat now that it's not super, super open. Let's see. Let's see. Dream starts as Widow. Makes sense. I guess Blink is deciding to stay on the comfort picks.
5, 4, 3,
Yeah, I'm wondering.
1.
I mean, I love ball defensively on this map. I love
yeah.
I love everything I'm seeing here. Maybe except the Soj. But even then, Soj gets back up to the high ground quick, similar to BAP. Provides good range damage. Gets pocketed by Mercy. Tracer and Ball are just fishing for kills together.
And Dream swaps to the Hanzo. Let's see.
Late.
Get the pick here.
Super late.
Needs to call the dive. Call the dive on the Hanzo. Don't let him get the Mega. Don't let him get the Mega. Don't. Oh, he got the Kiri TP. Okay, Kiri's not with the Rhine now. Rhine's charging the high ground alone. Oh, but they're just getting set up.
How do you punish the Rhine on that high ground? Like, you
Yeah,
really don't. Yeah, you just as the Rhine you drop down and just keep swinging on a Soj Mercy.
I don't know what that rotation was. I don't know why we went back to the high ground when there were.
I think the
people
answer was
around.
kill Dream on the late rotate and
Yeah.
punish the Kiri as well without TP.
Yeah, if the ball had gone there as well, I think they would have died before the Kiriko TP'd.
What's up?
You can't hide.
That's rough.
Hi.
Ball
Microsoft
unable to
on the
touch,
Soj.
realizing it's not really worth it.
Yeah, no.
Rather just get the team in position.
It's unfortunate because now you have to come to the cart.
Yep. And there are places in this map where the Soj is going to get value, or rather the Soldier now, and the BAP are going to get value.
Yeah.
But by giving up first point, this middle part, tough for Ball without mines.
Ryan just unpunished. It gets to stroll back to point. ACS takes a ton of damage rolling through.
Watch your back.
Okay, Blink gets drops and gets a pick
Yeah.
onto the.
Just kind of walks through, kind of the same thing we've seen the Rhine do. Just kind of walks into the back line.
Is getting pocketed damage boosted by the Mercy and is just getting value with it. And well, this is kind of what needs to be happening. It's interesting that it's a Baptiste and a Mercy that are doing it, but if Ryan's going to be all the way forward, pressing into your back line, you just go to their back line together.
Now this is where things get weird.
This is going to be unfortunate. They were able to shoot. Wow, Blake
That's living.
gets out of there. Wow. Good rockets.
I think the tire just gets
Tracer
unlucky and starts
gets
climbing at
out.
a weird time.
Get ready for a fight.
Yeah, I definitely thought once they shot they more
My
down.
gift to you.
But nope. And here we are. Okay, Ryan. In the back line. We get a sleep onto ACS in a hallway.
And Ryan doesn't die for the same type of
Window goes up. Blink deciding to try and hard carry. Gets one support. Gets both supports. Alright, he's doing it. Who needs
Eventually
a
gets in a
soldier?
position to res ACS as well. Not quite there. Ender dies.
Fix you up.
Ryan and Cass just sitting here on an island.
Watch your back.
Okay, Sheia goes down.
Performance.
Blink still gets Reko. He's able to avoid Ryan for the most
Throwing the
part.
Emo a
but-
little far.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that was gonna go right on top of
We're
it.
seeing a lot of the same problem. Obviously, this new strategy of pocket the Baptiste is working to some extent, but
Yeah,
there's still a Reinhardt just pushing the cart the entire time.
yeah, it hasn't stopped really. I mean, at no point have they gotten to wait long enough that it starts to go backwards, you know? Shatter goes in, catches one, Slam goes down.
Good one to get.
Reason lands a pulse. Very clean. Deciding to deal with everybody else.
Oh! Just die
Not
quick, I
quite
guess.
enough health. Yeah, no, reset. Might as well. See if they get the junk out of here. Boops him, pulls him back in a little bit. They get the pick. Oh, they smelled him.
Now
They
this
smell
is a
cast.
good spot to have
They
the
smell a
card in.
cast.
This is a long walk.
Oh,
A long
see,
walk
this is
for
much better.
yeah, even more staggers.
Well, I'm seeing a dive that smells blood. Just full send and go in.
Hi.
Okay, so we finally got a full reset.
This is their last full reset fight too, because after this, especially if they don't die all at the same time, it's gonna be
It's just gonna-
such a
yeah.
long walk without a Juno and a Lucio.
Enemy contact.
Get big power drive in the
ACS
back.
Being a
Ender
little bit.
forced to heal. Reko getting low.
Oh, very
That's a lot
good.
of damage gone.
We've got an Ana that's caught out in the back line. Recall Carry TP's back in. Both supports
He doesn't have
are
the TP
trapped
anymore.
now.
This
Cast
is a
run.
nice,
no
a nice
healers.
staggered fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they just don't really kill the Rhine.
No, it's good. They're forcing these 50-50s finally, where you're diving somebody with one support, with the Ana, and they get the pick that leaves the Ana alone, and then Kiri has to decide whether or not to TP to the Ana. TPs to the Ana too
Exactly.
late, the Ana dies, and the Kiri dies, and then that's one.
Just make it a decision.
Yeah, force mistakes. You gotta make a choice at some point. Okay, well,
If you're gonna lose somebody,
Positive.
that's not too bad. They're gonna be able
Yeah,
to
Tracer will be
probably
back.
back in quick.
they are charging across the high ground. Still not
The card is
catch
in their
me
sight.
stray cast bullets. Don't you dare die to that.
Double DPS ult.
Blink
more
lives
out.
the tire?
Yeah, just the E more. First he gets real low.
He's
Dunks in the air,
nailing.
hitting the.
Oh my god, just nailing these junk nades.
You're able to
Dream
stay
just
alive
talking,
pretty
the nade
long.
misses. Oh, it's unfortunate.
I think this should be second point. Two quick
Yeah.
heroes getting on that can stall for a while, but I'm not sure.
Both supports on high ground with only a tracer. Yep.
Soothing your wounds.
All right. Can Team Blank hold them at third, or will they get the capture? You don't have a lot of time to get this capture, but now we're at a
No.
part of the map where there's a lot of high ground to use.
Yeah, and Reason opting not to swap to use it.
Yeah, and Ender can't really get there either on Soldier. He's
yeah,
relying on Blank.
I would have loved to see some swap there,
Visor activated.
particularly Ash.
I'm not sure the Soldier ult's really going to get a lot of purchase.
The squishies are forced to take some space. Reason does get a good pick there. The Ana's alone.
it's
The
low.
nade goes down.
60 seconds remaining.
Reko might die there to Blank. Yep.
Close your eyes.
We just keep
Big
trading
base
one
guest.
for one. And Reko seems just much more stable when it gets down to those 50-50s because it's, it's a Rhine team.
Get Bapple to try to get this Rhine shield busted before the fight even starts. Plenty of time to really get it back, though. Isn't really to land any meaningful shots in the back line. Again, Rhine just getting
Nano
hard.
onto the Junkrat. Shatter comes out, catches ACS. Can they do enough damage with the high noon? Probably. Yeah, fast enough to get around the corner with it.
Rhine goes ahead and charges forward, getting the Soldier out from his spot. Tracer
Yeah,
unable to get a
that's what you
kill!
do.
Oh no! And now you're looking at a BAP and a Soldier.
Be more careful.
And the BAP found, unable to get killed.
You get a ball touch. ACS
I'll get a
almost
kill,
has
too.
ult.
Oh, but they push off the card!
Gotta get.
Oh, the Ana's
how
still
does the
alive,
Ana
they
get
die.
back?
Oh, they have
They
to
die
get
anyways, but
Reko just doing so
Oh.
much damage, and Rhine's back! Oh no! Oh, just swinging through them
just
all!
brutal.
Oh,
How the
no.
Ana didn't go off the ledge there.
That was
I don't
wild.
understand.
Those are some sticky shoes. Oh my goodness.
Score
And ACS just wasn't able to get ult off.
3. Switching sides.
Rough.
Able to deliver Santa's sleigh to the elf
Super
workshop.
close, but
Initiating
rough.
match.
Wow. Now, I know we're up 3-0 for Team Reko. You're on match point if you're Team Blank, and they're just full capped. There's a way out, and it's the full cap with a lot more time. And it's doable. They full capped with the least amount of time. But I have my suspicions that they haven't solved the Ryan comp yet. And this is really the time they have to do it.
Yeah, Ender really being the only character I've seen so far that's
Hey,
made
what's
some
up?
swaps
I
on Blink's team after
always
feeling it's not
worry,
working. I mean, Blink, you
but
know,
I
obviously
trust you are
deciding
doing what is
to
right.
What's up?
stick more on the BAP as opposed to the Ana, but
You look familiar. Are you the
And
long
I
one?
mean, the Blank's known for the BAP. Plus, obviously has an
Oh.
Ana. He's known for the BAP. Oh,
Beak of Devil.
Time to save the world?
5,
Game on!
4, 3,
And a Diva?
1.
this is.
Attackers in.
Well, we're
This is
seeing a
interesting.
Torb from Dream.
Objective A.
I mean, I've seen the Silvok clips. I know Torb can be played on this map. Do I subscribe? Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm overloading.
We see the Widow out of spawn. Probably just to check to see if there's a
Oh,
couple
that
kills we
Torb
can
turret.
get. We see the Kiriko.
Okay, really bold dive there, ACS.
Reko able to get there. A lot of people on this high ground now, but what do you do with it? I mean, the answer is just live, right? Like, you don't need
Blank
to
does
do
the
anything
correct
right
thing.
now.
It takes out the turret first, which is huge. Ryan
ball will
cannot
eventually
catch up to
come
the
back.
soldier. There is a cast there, though. And the team doesn't turn around to help. Their call was not made fast enough.
Now they're all on top of the red team, but they are like a swarm of
Hey.
bees. Oh no, and the Mercy really just caught in no man's land now. Pulls out the Gatling gun. Here comes Reason on the Tracer, and just not able to get any purchase.
Hey there. Hi.
Very reminiscent of the age-old matchup, Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Really not able to do anything to
Yeah.
this Torb, Ana, Cass, Kiri backline while the Rhine just walks. Reko getting close to an ult. Gato getting close to an ult. The whole
Oh.
team really.
Oh, swaps to Ryan.
I feel like at this point, fine,
Might as well.
right? Yeah.
This will cut the pain.
Just so maybe your ego can feel something.
Nano. Oh, Reko goes down.
This Nano has done nothing for the Reinhardt. Maybe it's just for show. I do like that ACS has the new skin, so you have the red fire strikes from Hell of the mythic skin, and then you have the blue for this new one. I think that's very aesthetically pleasing. Pulse Bomb not blocked, but rather just eaten alive.
Huge pin from ACS.
Big trade.
Dies for it, but
I don't think you can really res.
Shouldn't have put your
Oh, the
It's
Torb,
looking good.
not doing anything.
You do it.
no. They say I won't stand there. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
why? You know, they didn't really want a touch point at that point. They were just trying to get kills. So they're like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. It's not overtime. You don't have to be there.
Maybe the Torb isn't permanent. Maybe it's just for jokes. It does look like the
Yeah,
Torb is
Torb
coming back.
is
Touch.
coming back. Oh, the Rhine charges. Does not get the touch.
Not
Gets a
gonna touch.
kill.
It's the kill, but not the touch.
ACS don't get hit by a fire strike.
Now we have the turret that just spawned in where the Torb died. And there it goes. If you're Ryan,
And, yep.
you don't mind playing at this choke.
You know, I think I'm really starting to understand how Fresh is going to play this Rhine. There's
Looking
nothing there to
Shatter
stop
Duel
me
here.
from charging. Yeah. Oh, gets everyone behind.
I
but
would say
you
better
have
Shatter.
To expect that the Shatter is going to come through after that. You didn't get the Reinhardt.
Oh, wow.
That's brutal.
Hi.
You spent 2 ults on that because your soldier decided to ult.
Yeah.
even keep you safe.
Hey there.
That's just a bummer to see.
Hi.
Swap to the Bastion. Decide we're going to do this the brute force way.
Help me.
Yep.
Taking
Make
care
him put that shield up.
We have the Bastion now. which is like, if you can get to your ultimate, you can also just block out where this Ana's playing from. But with the Ana and the Kiri being able to play this safe, it's really, I question what you're going to be able to do with the Bastion. There's the pin. Here comes the Bastion. But there's a nano. There's really nothing felt by this Bastion's presence. Cast in the backline. Oh my goodness, gets a 3-kill.
And just putting out just so much attention is being forced onto the Reinhardt. Like, he just slowly creeps back there, and now look at the Rein. Just trying to set up for something cheeky.
Oh my!
And you got to expect this, right? Like with what's just happened.
Yeah, you have to.
If you don't see Fresh right in the front, yeah, they know. Of course they know.
But the anti comes in. That's pretty good. Shatter
Only
gets one,
Let the Kitsune.
and Sheia dies. Good.
Okay, the Bastion
Oh, but
finally
the
does its
trade
job,
goes for the
but
pin.
immediately dies.
And there's no way you can get that res. Not right now, at least. Oh, especially not now.
No, with the splooge in the
Blank's
way.
caught out. Potentially jump over. Torp turret going in. Unsure
Yeah, I
if
mean,
it's
this
really
is-
that time yet. Your spawns are better.
Okay, here
That's
we
what
go.
you have.
That's the one thing you have, the one constant. Suzu goes down.
You need to put it in reverse, Tear. You gotta go.
Okay.
Need more use.
Boy.
That's good. Reason finds an off
good
angle on the
window.
Sojourn.
Gotta
Goes
keep
to
him
cover it.
alive.
It's a lot of damage under the Torp for trying to check that corner.
This ends now.
Reason wants a kill here. Gets pinned!
Gets
Oh
pinned.
no! But the Ana goes down, just
I
like
mean,
what I said with that Bastion ult. Yeah,
The
you'd rather
crossfire
be
was a
losing-
good idea. Watch the Reinhardt from behind, please. Please watch the Reinhardt from behind.
Pin comes in. This should just be dying on
Okay.
target. And that should be capped.
The
Without the
crossfire-
Reinhardt and Kiri.
Was a good idea. I didn't hate that. You know, that they're hiding from the Bastion ult. You know, while they're all scattering, set up.
And the Bastion ult
Get a
killed the
pick,
Ana.
but
That should kill the Ana every time.
no, yeah. At the very least, you force a Suzu.
Yeah.
All these straight fire strikes getting thrown
Okay.
out.
You're
got a
pretty
shatter.
much working the same time bank that Reko's team was working with.
Yeah.
Shatter's gonna be tough, but then again, they're not really using high ground.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just break the Rhine shield, I mean, God, ACS is just taking so much damage. He can't peek to safely shatter. There's the nano. That's
Oh,
gonna
that-
get
that's a dead
shatter.
Reinhardt.
Now we've got a pin, and that, I don't think he even needs to shatter here. Nope.
Be healed.
Blink's
Now
on
that
high
you can
ground,
walk
which thankfully only the Kiri can get up to. So Blink's pretty safe up there. Their shatter comes out. Bastion goes
Mercy's just
down.
isolated.
They can hide up there pretty safely, but yeah, I mean, unless Kiri just
Kiri walks. I mean, they're not dying, which is what's
whoa. Why?
Mercy gets out the gun, gets the res
Get
onto
the
Blank.
res, but
You
not
like that
fast
trade.
enough to get any kills.
Shay's really caught out by this Bastion.
Maximum power.
But the Molten Core kills Mercy, Reko kills Blank.
Hey there.
These scrappy fights, there's just so much going on in the scrappy fights, and just the raw
There's-
output of the red team that is just playing entirely on instinct.
I get greeting for some of these kills, but some of the risks being taken are just not worth it. At a
Yeah, we
certain
like that
point.
matrix. Good corner matrix. That should blow
Yeah.
up the barrier. We see
They're just cornering so well.
Mercy ult ready to go.
Big
A
pin.
good Bastion ult could potentially go right into that corner.
I haven't.
Oh, no.
Man, I even the
Bastion ult
unfortunate.
just for celebration.
Wow.
Victory.
GG's.
And a quick 4-0. A lot of people worried about the amount of time this would take, but
Play of the game.
4-0. Not bad. Blank getting on the board with the play of the game, too. Not going out without a
It
fight.
takes two.
But
Oh, right
although
into
it's a
that
4-0, is one of the few I would constitute a close for.
But yeah, no, all things considered, yeah, that's not like there were any major blowouts. Points were
Junkertown got a
taken
lot
by
of
both
stalled,
teams.
but that was
Yeah.
about it. Not Ilios. Antarctic was like the really only big blowout.
Yeah.
But after that, the fights just got closer and closer. Kings Row, was definitely the closest. Junkertown felt competitive. Runasapi was just a walk for the most part, but again, the fights, when they were 5v5, were a lot more competitive. I think it just came out to, in the 1v1s, Team Reko was winning, and there was a lot more moments when the fights were scrappy 1v1s, 2v2s, 2v what have you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've not really able to find a lot of purchase, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, this was a good cap on 2024 Overwatch in this. I think I'm happy that we got all these people their awards, the role stars. I mean, that's what we're here. We're here to celebrate the fact that these people were showing up to the draft tournaments. They were representing the server. They were having time, and then this was all just here to congratulate them on their positions. Obviously, we didn't have a couple tonight that were nominated and given the role star award, but we had some of our longtime veterans come in to sub in. So I'm just happy that they were, we still were able to get this off the ground. But I'd like to give a thanks to, obviously, the captains, BLNK and Reko, the role stars themselves, the substitutes, the admin, my co-caster, and otherwise from that, just thank everyone else in the community that was here watching, watching it another time as well. This was streamed on what I believe was at least Twitch, but hopefully YouTube as well, but at least the recording I know will be up there. But this has been the 2024 Orifuri All-Star match. Congratulations to the winners, Team Reko. And we will see you all next week in our recording of the first draft tournament of the year for January of 2025. All right, and this has been us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.